Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the South Node in Cancer in a natal horoscope. As most of you know, the South Node is connected with perhaps what we've overemphasized or accentuated generally in the first part of our lives up till around age 30. And I often look at this as the redundant kind of spot in our horoscopes, and it's something that doesn't necessarily have all bad characteristics that are emphasized, but a lot of it could have been, we might have emphasized a lot of it to the point of where it was to our detriment. At least the majority of it may have been, and it's kind of like it becomes a been there, done that kind of thing, somewhat monotonous. And we look at this as something that we need to get away from, at least for the most part, not eradicate completely, and focus more on the North Node placement and maybe integrating the South Node a little bit into the North Node. Anyway, the first thing, as far as the South Node in Cancer, there may, for these people, may have been a tendency to be very emotional, perhaps somewhat temperamental, perhaps clinging to their home and family too much, trying to take care of family members, and putting a little bit too much emphasis on this to the point where it might preclude them from showing more of the Capricorn energy about being ambitious, about going, maybe doing something as far as business goes, and as far as career matters are concerned, their goals and things of that nature, and perhaps attaining maybe a position of management or something, being perhaps successful in business. There might be a proclivity with these people to somewhat lament and ruminate about maybe things of the past, past wrongs, things that were that had affected them to their detriment in the past, which really has no relevance or bearing on the future, except that they're perhaps letting these negativities of the past impact perhaps progress for themselves to make in the future. And the thing is, it's not necessarily to say, well, I'm not saying that people with the South Node in Cancer should forget about their family or stop protecting their loved ones, but the thing is that in a lot of these instances, the family members could very well have that ability to take care of themselves, and they might feel that maybe the home and their family are people that they constantly have to be there for, where the reality is it could, in a lot of instances, this could preclude them from progress they're making. As far as getting out and doing things, as far as perhaps their as far as showing seriousness in terms of looking for doing the thing connected with their career. Now, with showing the positive with the Capricorn energy, can show seriousness, discipline, responsibility, and wisdom in connection with finding that right job or career for him or her. And this could be someone that shows a lot of being very judicious, being very prudent, cautious, and careful in these matters. This could be a thing where perhaps that the person that has the South Node in Cancer can inject perhaps some intuitive quality into their North Node in Capricorn, and perhaps make very good decisions, maybe pertaining to business, sometime based on maybe on their intuitive hunches and perhaps values that were indoctrinated in them from their home and family. They might be able to inject into their career matters. So it's not so much eradicating the South Node energies or attributes completely. It's about blending them in, at least to some degree, with the North Node, and make them and integrate them where they're working well together, although there would be more emphasis on the North Node in general as opposed to the South Node. Now, this could be something where the person gets out of their, I guess you could say, their South Node in Cancer rut. They might pursue some kind of career might be to their liking, connected with the government, politics, perhaps math, perhaps something with a managerial position. This could be someone that might show leadership position at a job or career, even if they're not necessarily in a supervisory role, and if they happen to be at a subservient or subordinate position, they could still very strongly show leadership traits and characteristics with it. So it's basically, the South Node in Cancer is really kind of like saying, don't be dominated by the family, and you don't always have to be that person that has to be this perpetual protector of them 24/7, because it could inhibit progress in terms of meeting what is more the soul's mission or purpose associated with the South Node, and finding that right place in the business part of your life and the ambition part will make you happier in your home life, and could actually create, being a happier person can create perhaps greater rapport with your home, with your family, I should say, family members. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the South Node in Cancer in a natal horoscope. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the South Node in Leo in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.